Hi, I'd like to welcome you back to another Our Take on Cruise with Roger and Shannon, or
Shannon and Roger.
my name's Roger Blum with Cruise and Port Advisors, and as always,
Shannon McKee with Access Cruise. It's so nice to see everybody back today, but today's topic is going to be a little more serious. For those of you that don't know, I have been working in and with Hawaii for 20 plus years. So I want to talk about what's happened and how you can help Hawaii. Now, there's a lot going on over there right now. It's been almost a week since the fires on the islands broke out, that broke out on the island of Maui as well as the island of Hawaii, the big island of Hawaii. But really the most amount of damage was caused in the small town of Lahaina. Now, Lahaina is a favorite spot for visitors and cruise visitors. In fact, it's a harbor there. The international cruise ships have been coming there for years and years and years. It's a little slice of heaven. It's a historic town, really built on deep culture there. There's a beautiful banyan tree, all the quaint little shops that were there. And sadly, the town was lost this last week. And when I say lost, it was completely lost. The town has been destroyed. The harbor has been destroyed. And really, you know, it's such a difficult time for them. It is the ohana, as Hawaiians call it, their family. Because there, it's such a small community, everybody is family. They're all connected. Those islands are all connected. So it's such a loss. And, you know, going even further, as much as the town has lost several thousand structures, it's really the loss of life that is breaking everybody's hearts. They're still looking for people that were lost in the fires. But really what I'm here to talk about is how you can help. There are a lot of people sending packages over. I've spoken to the different visitors bureaus. The best way that you can help the people of Hawaii right now is to donate funds, because what they can do now is they can start distributing those funds. They don't really know everything that the people need, but if they need toilet paper, then they can go out and buy it. If they need clothing, then they can go out and buy it, and then they can distribute. And there's a lot of different ways that you can donate, and I'm going to put some links down. There is a fund called Maui Strong that you can donate to. I have been told that Disney is also matching any donations that come into the Red Cross up until a certain point, so I'll put that link in there too. We also have some of our friends and family over there from the cruise industry that lived in Lahaina, that had their businesses in Lahaina. You may know some of them. There's Brenda from the Atlantis submarines. They lost their submarines, they lost their business there in downtown Lahaina. Our good friend Aaron Paulk from Hawaii Tour Consultants had his home in downtown Lahaina, also lost. We also have, you know, Dave from Temptation Tours. So many of our friends and family from Polyad and Roberts, you know, their employees are suffering at this point in time. So please, calling up your generosity in the cruise industry to come forward and help the people of Hawaii. Now, speaking of helping the people of Hawaii, Roger, I know you and I have talked a lot about this. In fact, I'm going to be doing a session at Sea Trade on how the cruise industry gives back, especially at times of crisis. And they have been stepping up in times of crisis for years. And I know you've had firsthand experience with this, with the different hurricanes that have come in, and how the cruise lines really, really show their generosity and their humanitarianism when there are crises.
yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I echo everything Shannon says. She has been in Hawaii a lot more than I have in the last 20 years, obviously, but my hearts go out to the people of Maui, the people of Lahaina, not just, well, especially for the loss of life and the suffering, that the physical suffering and emotional suffering they're going through.
Yeah.
But Lahaina is a very important piece of history to the Hawaiian people.
It was once the capital of
Yeah.
Hawaii.
So it really is a big deal. But as far as the cruise industry, and unfortunately, it just seems like there are more and more natural disasters happening But in the natural disasters that have happened, especially I'm most familiar with the Caribbean, where unfortunately the hurricanes are getting bigger and stronger. The cruise industry has always been the first one to step up to the plate with not just financial resources, but also bringing supplies whenever possible. And then eventually, once the islands are actually ready, they're the first ones that help the islands, that all of them, Hawaii and in the Caribbean and many places in the world, rely on tourists. The first tourists to come back are always the cruise tourists. And that's important financially because that's how people make a living, but also people in Hawaii, people in all of these destinations, they love sharing their stories and sharing their culture.
Their aloha. They're known for their aloha.
In Hawaii and the Caribbean all has their Irie or whatever. And they just want to get back to welcoming visitors.
Yes.
So the cruise industry is the first one, and financial support. Your former company, Norwegian Cruise Line, that has a year-round presence there. They've already been donating money and funds and helping bring supplies. So,
and I think it's important to know for the cruise industry as a whole also, while they have asked visitors not to come in this very moment, that is on West Hawaii. You have to understand that Hawaii, not West
Maui.
Hawaii, excuse me, West Maui. Maui, you can think of Maui as a figure 8, and the head of the figure 8 is West Maui, and the bottom of the figure 8 is East Maui. So East Maui is still open. At this point in time, Norwegian has moved their cruise calls out of Maui. Lahaina Harbor is going to be closed for the foreseeable future at this point in time. Kahului is the other harbor there that is going to remain open. Right now they are taking emergency goods in, so Norwegian has shifted her calls for the next month, but we anticipate that they are going to be coming back. East Maui is still open, but they have just asked people to stay away from West Maui at this point in time so they can focus all their time on recovery efforts.
Well, one thing that's interesting and that's amazing is the resilience of people. We're already hearing this from Maui, from Hawaii. We've heard it in the Caribbean. And one thing that's really interesting, people who live on islands, we look at it that they're living in paradise, and quite honestly, they are living in paradise. But you have to be really resilient to live on an island. When these type of disasters happen or when they're approaching, you can't just get in your car and leave. You know, you're there on an island, and just day-to-day life on an island takes more resilience. And I know, and I'm totally confident that the people in Maui will show this resilience. We've seen it around the world. So you said the one way to help, listen to Shannon. I'll post the same link that Shannon's posting. Whatever you can do, that's how you can help.
Maui strong. So I know the cruise community is going to rally around and bring Maui back and to its full glory days, and our hearts go out to all of our friends and family in Lahaina, as well as Maui and all of Hawaii, really, because family on all islands. Bye, everybody.
Bye.